शङ्करांश भूम शङ्करार्यपीठसद्गुरुन् शुद्धसत्त्वभासुरान् सुवर्त्मनीतभूसुरान् सर्वभूतसौख्यदान् क्षमाकरान् यतीश्वरान्
सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रीगुरुचरणद्वन्द्वं वन्देऽहं मथितदुस्सहद्वन्द्वं भ्रान्तिग्रहोपशान्तिं पांसुमयं यस्य वसितम् आतनुते. So these are the shlokas where the enlightened disciple is proclaiming to the world his experience of the direct realization of the truth. So various moods are coming out in this shloka. 133, we had seen this, but again we will go over that shloka and then proceed. Baddho bhavami naham bandhan muktas tathapi naivaham bodhyo bhavami naham bodhoham naiva bodhako naham. Baddho bhavami, I am never ever bound at all, always released, in the sense bondage has never been there for me. Bandhan muktas tathapi naivaham, no release also has been for me because no bondage also has been there. Bodhyo bhavami naham, I am not someone who is being taught to anyone. Bodhoham naiva bodhako naham, I am not the knowledge also, nor am I the preceptor or the one who teaches or imparts this knowledge to anyone. So we had recalled the Dashashloki shloka. Na shasta na shastram na shiksha na shishyaha na chaham natvam cha na chayam prapanchaha na chaham natvam cha twayam na chayam prapanchaha surupavabodho vikalpa sahishnuhu tadeko vasishta shivah kevaloham. So there the shastram, that is the text with which the teaching is to be given out, that is also not there. Then the teacher is not there, the teaching is not there, and the one who listens to that disciple also is not there. So since bondage itself has not been there, no creation also has taken place, nobody is in bondage, nobody is seeking liberation, and nobody has realized the truth and attained liberation. So this is the ultimate truth. Then bodhyo bhavami naham, I am not the one who is going to be taught in the scripture or whatever. Even that is only a show. Bodhoham naiva, I am not the knowledge also, nor am I the preceptor or the teacher. Then here, aham baddho na bhavami pashashtakena baddho na grana lajja bhayam shanka jugupsa cheti panchami kulam sheelam cha jati cha ashtau pashaha prakirtitaha. Pasha is the one, the rope, literally it's the rope that binds. And what are the things that bind a person to this life, bringing to this life is eight such things that bind a person are listed out by some acharya in the past. It's been translated this way: hatred, doubt, fear, shame, disgust are the five, along with the family, character, and honor. In the sense, a person will do all things to safeguard these things. So these are all the things that keep him bound to the world. Then Pashabadda Spluto Jivaha, Pashamukta Sadashivaha. So Jiva is one who is bound by this, and the one who is ever free from these bindings or bondage is Sadashiva. Iti Tantrokta Pashaha Atayeva Bandhan Muktopi na bhavami. So these are the eight types of bondages which are stated in the Tantra, Shiva Tantra, Shaiva Tantra. Atayeva Bandhan Muktopi na bhavami. Bodhyaha Tattva Sakshatkarena na bhavami. So I am not the one who is the the candidate to receive this teaching also. Bodhyo na bhavami vritti jnanam na. So I am also not the knowledge, the pure, the knowledge that releases a person, that is also not me. Bodhakaha, bodhakarta na bhavamyaham. So I am also not the teacher at all. So in next shloka, bhaktiraham, bhajanamaham, muktiraham, muktiyuktiraham bhutanushasanoham, bhuta bhavat bhavya moola bhutoham. So bhaktiraham, bhakti is very popularly known as devotion to the Creator Lord. Bhajanamaham, and the act of getting into that kind of devotion is bhajanam. Mukti is release or realization or freedom. Mukti yukti rahito, mukti yukti ahameva. So that is the reasonings taught in this in the scriptures to attain mukti. That also and me alone. Then Bhutanushasanoham, and I am the one who is it has been ordained in the creation to govern things or keep things in the order, in a perfect order, like all cosmic elements are all in their place, no mix up and all that. So these are all the this is the way the sthiti is taking place. And Bhutanushasanoham, I am the one who is involved in this maintenance of this, the order of the world. Bhuta bhavat bhavya moola bhutoham. I am the one, at the root of all types of or divisions of time, like past, present, and future, and all that. So here in the commentary, bhaktihi Bhagavat rupa vrittihi. That is, bhakti is the kind of being involved in the devotional services. Taduktam Bhakti Rasayanam is a work of Madhusudana Saraswati. There, Tasyayam Bhagavat Dharmadvara Vahakatam Gata Sarveshe Manaso Vrittihi Bhaktirit Abhidiyate. A definition for Bhakti is given in that text. Tasya Iyam Bhagavat Dharmadvara Vahakatam Gata. So this Bhakti is a kind of a carrier. It's a kind of a vehicle that carries the person who is a devotee, and it reaches him at the feet of the Lord. So, Tasyayam Bhagavat Dharmadvara Vahakata Sarveshe Manaso Vrittihi, the constant thinking of the Lord is the kind of bhakti. Bhakti Abhidiyate. So this is what is stated as bhakti. So we recall this part of this word by seeing this part of this sloka. We recall Vid.V.Subramanian. Swaswarupanusandhanam bhaktirit abhidiyate. Moksha sadhana samagriyam bhaktireva gariyasi. Says that among all the means to realization or release, bhakti is the foremost one. And what is that bhakti? Swaswarupanusandhanam bhaktirit abhidiyate. Contemplation on the true nature of oneself is bhakti. So here, that bhaktirit abhidiyate, that part is there. Perhaps Madhusudana Saraswati was inspired by the Vid.V.Subramanian, and that's why he has given this kind of a shloka. Then bhajanam. What is bhajanam? Archanadi bihi upasanam. So bhajanam is the act of engaging in devotional services, like devoutly visiting the temples, doing circumambulations there, and engaging in all whatever kinds of devotional services are there in that part of the country, depending on the culture and all that. All the engaging in all that is called bhajanam. Muktihi, Brahmananda avaptihi. Mukti is actually attaining the supreme bliss. Avidya nivritti rakshana, by transcending or dispelling ignorance. Mukti yuktihi, mukti bodhana prakaraha. So the method of teaching this knowledge of for realization is called mukti yuktihi. Then this can be a very good part of the mananam also, where yukti is very largely employed. That is, reasoning is very largely employed. Bhutanusasanaha Sarvesham Bhutanam Shikshakaha. Shikshaka is the one who delivers the punishment at the appropriate times whenever there has been a transgression of the Sarvesham Bhutanam Shikshakaha. Then Bhuta Bhavya Bhavan Mula Bhutaha Jata Jayamana Janishyamanasya Prapanchasya Mula Bhutaha Karanam Hameva. So whatever has come into being, whatever is going to come into being, and whatever is already there, everything is a source. I am the source of all this. And here, see, in the previous sloka, it is conveyed that there is no creation at all. But here, taking into consideration, there is a creation. Everything in creation is me. So both these points of view are allowed in Vedanta. But the ultimate or the supreme or most real or paramarthika satyam is the viewpoint where there is no creation at all. Anyo hamasmi mahatam mandamatinam amananiyo ada raga mana mohita manasa durvasana durapoham. Manyoham means being a realized person. I am the one who is supremely honored. That is, this honor also is not from the ordinary people. It's from the people who are already realized ones and those who are in the path of realization. So they only value this realization, and so they alone can truly honor a person who is realized. Manyohamasmi mahatam mandamatinam mahatam. So mahatam manyohamasmi. So mahat purusha or mahapurusha is the person who has realized the truth or who values very greatly the path of realization. Then mandamatinam amananiyoham. But then for those who are ignorant of these things, I am nobody for them. So this kind of so they don't care for any person who is a realized one because they don't know the value of that. They can't even appreciate that. Then Mada Raga Mana Mohita Manasa, that is people who are of defiled mind or intellect. For them, I am totally out of their reach because they don't they don't have the values required for this path of realization or spiritual path. Manyaha Pujyaha Mahatam Manyanamapi. So for those people who are already honored, for them, any person who is realized is honored. In the Taittiriya Upanishad, they have got a very nice statement. Asanneva sabhavati asad brahmeti veda ched asti brahmeti ched veda santamenam tato viduriti. So this last portion is what is relevant here. So there the Upanishad says asanneva sabhavati. Someone who concludes that there is no Brahman, that is, even in the sense of Saguna Brahman, Ishvara, if he concludes that there is no Ishvara for this world and all that, he himself becomes null and void. Asat means actually non-existent. So if he thinks that, if he concludes that the Brahman or Ishvara is non-existent, himself becomes non-existent. So what does it mean? So there are so many people who claim that there is no God and there is no Brahman and all that. They are quite living their lives happily. So what is meant here is they are doomed because they can't enter into any one of the purusharthas, artha, kama, moksha, and artha, kama, dharma, and moksha. Any of these four purusharthas require the acceptance that Brahman is there or Ishvara is there, because that is the one that is the supreme source from where these purusharthas can be attained. So that is called astikyam also. That is called believing in the supreme force or supreme power. So if someone does not have that kind of a belief, he can't attain any of these four purusharthas. So in that way he himself becomes non-existent. That is, he is living a human life only wastefully without achieving anything considerable. Then asanneva sabhavati asad brahmeti veda chet. So the opposite of that is being stated in the next part of the mantra. Asti brahmeti ched veda santamenam tato viduriti. So if someone is to realize Brahman and thereby proclaim that Brahman is there through his own realization and his lifestyle, then such a person will be honored by knowers of Brahman as a Satpurusha, Santamenam Tattva Viduriti. So that's he will be honored by other knowers as a Satpurusha. So that is that part is relevant here in this shloka. Manyaha Pujaha Mahatam Manyanamapi. So even those people who are already honored, they also honor this kind of a person who is a realized soul. Mandamatinam Mananiyaha Ajnaninam Asambhavaniyaha. So Asambhavaniyaha. Those who are ignorant, naturally they won't honor such a person because they don't know the value of that. Then Mother Raga Mana Mohita Sa Durvasana Durapaha Madadi Doshehi Sam Tasya Ya Durvasana Taya Durapaha Dushprapyo Ahameva. So those who are whose minds are filled with all negative qualities like Mother, Mad, there is ego, Man, Raga, there is desire, Mana is again ostentatious behavior, then Moha is delusion and all that. For such people, definitely, these are all Asuri Sampat. In the Gita 16th chapter, the Daivi Sampat and Asuri Sampat are given so that a person can examine oneself and make all efforts to transcend this Asuri Sampat and gain the Daivi Sampat. So these are all parts of that Asuri Sampat. And naturally, that is in the Gita itself, it says that Daivi Sampat Vimokshaya Bandhaya Asuri Mata. So this Daivi Sampat, that is the divine qualities, are there for the person to cultivate and attain liberation, mokshaya. Then Nibandhaya Asuri Mata, that is the bondage will be tightened and be perpetuated if a person is always in the Asuri Sampat without trying to get out of it. Then, so for such people, this Atma Swarupam, or a person who is who has realized this, he is very, very far away from these people because they can't keep him as a role model and work for it because their minds are full of such negative qualities which prevent them from taking to appreciating a person who is realized one, and naturally through that taking to the path of spirituality. Then Yajana Yajamana Yajaka Yaga Mayoham Yamadi Rahitoham Indra Yama Varuna Yaksha Rakshasa Marudishvara Vanhi Rupoham. So Yajana is yaga, that is ritual sacrifice, ritual yaga. Yajamana is the one who performs it. Yajaka is the one who officiates, like a Purohita. Then Yaga Mayoham. Yaga is the actual. Yajana is the act of. Yaga is the complete thing which involves all these factors like Yajamana and all that, and the actual pouring of the or placing the dravya in the fire and all that. So in the Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagno, Brahmana Utam, Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. So in that shloka of the Gita, the simile of the yaga is taken up because it involves so many different factors, and there that Gita shloka says that before realization, a person would have seen all these factors as different from each one another, whereas post-realization, he will see them as non-different from Brahman, each of them as non-different from Brahman. So for him, Yajanam is Brahman, Yajamana is Brahman, Yajaka is Brahman, Yaga itself is Brahman, and for such a person, he himself becomes Brahman because of attaining or practicing this kind of a viewpoint, drishti, Brahma drishti. Yama is Yama, Niyama and all that which are mentioned in the Ashtanga Yoga. Those are also not for me because I am free from all of them because I have attained the Supreme through you by using these things. So now I can't say that they are present in me because I am not even identifying myself with a person who has walked this path. Then Indra, Yama, Varuna, Yaksha, Rakshasa. So these are all names of the deities which are presiding over the various directions. Indra, Yama, Varuna, Yaksha, Rakshasa, Maruta, Isha, Vanhi. So 8 Ashtadik Palas. So Ashtadik 8 directions are there. There is 4 main directions and 4 sub-directions, northeast, northwest, etc. So here, each direction is being, there is a presiding deity, there is Abhimani Devata or Adi Devata for each of them. And these things are all really me, in the sense he is now as identifying himself as the whole creation. So Yajana, Yajamana, Yajaka, Yagamayaha iti. Yajanam, Samantraka, Aviprakshepana, Prapanadi Kriya. So Yajanam is actually the act of placing the dravya in the fire, in the homakunda, in the proper stated way. So Samantraka, along with the mantra, Havis is the dravyam that can be anything prescribed in the Shastram. For each yaga, dravya also will differ. Then Prakshepanam is actually the placing of it or pouring or whatever. So Prakshepanadi Kriya. So this is the act of placing the Havis in the fire is called Yajanam. There in that Gita Shloka, it is Arpanam. Arpanam, Brahma Arpanam. Arpanam is actually the placing of it. Then Yajamanaha Yajnakarta. So he is the one who is has initiated this act by employing Ritvik and all that. Yajakaha Ritvijaha. So Yajaka is the Ritvik. So there can be not 4 for each Veda and 1 as Brahma. Then Yagaha Devatodeshena Havaniyadinam Ahavaniyadinam Purodashadi Pradhanam Tanmayaha Tadrupaha Ityartaha. So the yaga is also given a definition here. Devatodeshena. So with a view to offering this dravya to a particular deity. Devatodeshena Ahavaniyadi. Agni. So Purodasha is the dravya, Adi Pradhanam, that is the offering of this the Agni with a view to offer them to the Devata. So Agni is the one who is receiving on behalf of the Devata, and Agni is said to be the one who is Havis given by Yajamana and delivers it to the Devata. So Agni is some kind of a courier. Devata Deshena Ahavana Yadinam Purodashadi Pradhanam Tanmayaha Tadrupaha Ityartaha. So the act where these things are happening, or the whole event where all this is happening, is called Yaga. Yamadi Rahitaha Ashtanga Sadhana Rahitaha. So Ashtanga Yoga has this Yama, Niyama, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara. These are the 8 Angas. Ashtanga Sadhana Rahitaha. Then Indra, Yama, Varuna, Yaksha, Rakshasa, Maruta, Isha, Vanhirupaha, Dashadik, Dik, Isha Swarupo Ahameva. So two more also are added. The direction upwards direction and the lower direction, Urdhva and Adaha. So along with 8. So all these 10. So sometimes it is called that only 8 are counted. Sometimes 10 also are counted. Dashadik, Isha Swarupo Ahameva. Then Raksha Vidhana Shiksha Vikshita Leelavaloka Mahimaham Rajani Divasa Virama Spurat Anubhuti Pramana Siddhoham. So here also a lot of poetic expressions are there. So here Raksha Jagat Rakshana, that is the sthiti of the world, of the creation. Tasya Vidhanam, the methodology is involved in the maintaining the order of the creation. Yataya Tasya Shiksha tasyaha yo Vikshita Ida Avlokaha Tasya Mahima. That is, the one who is so very well doing all this is me alone. So here, actually, it is Ishvara who is doing this. But he is identifying himself with this Ishvara, even though the Shruti says, or the Vedanta says that the person who has attained realization, he, as he is in the he is in Brahmaloka, or as long as he is alive, he might be able to get all the bhogas of Ishvara, but accepting the Srishti Sthiti Laya, that function of creation, maintaining and destruction, is exclusively of Ishvara and cannot be given to anybody else. But then here he is associating himself with that Ishvara, who is actually doing all this. So because this person who has realized the truth, he has realized himself as Sarvatma. He has got the Sarvatma Bhava. So everything in creation is he identifies himself with everything. And since Ishvara also is part of creation, in the sense Ishvara is not created, but Ishvara is one. Ishvara is related to creation. And if Ishvara is not related to creation, that kind of entity will be pure Shuddha Brahman, that is Turiya, that is transcends creation. So if creation is spoken of, definitely Ishvara also has to be spoken of. But then Ishvara is always related to creation. Divorced of creation, Ishvara will be called Nirupanam Brahman only. So that way, associating himself with that Ishvara also. Rajani Divasa Virama Spurat Anubhuti Pramana Siddhoham. So here he is specifying one type of some yogic attainment where the time when night and day are not there. So that is kind of a very esoteric expression. So that is also me alone, because that is where there is no creation is actually going on with these two opposite things like day and night. So when day and night are not there, there is no creation. So Vedantic meaning also can be given to this. And I am that truth that is beyond day and night, that is beyond time. Raksha Jagat Rakshanam Tasya Vidhanam Kartavyata Tasya Shiksha, that is the everything involved in maintaining the creation. Tasyaha Yo Vikshita Leela Avalokas Tasya Mahima Rajani Divasa Virama Spurat Rupa Anubhuti Pramana Siddhaha Ratri Divasayoho Viramaha Bhavaha Tasmin Ya Spuradrupa Anubhutihi Anubhavaha Sayeva Aham Sayeva Pramanam Tena Siddho Ahameva. So here you can think of the world and the bondage so is brought out in that shloka. Yanisha Sarvabhutanam Tasyam Jagrati Sanyami Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani Sa Nisha Pashyato Mehe. So for those in bondage who do not know anything about the realized state, for them the state of bondage alone is real, because they know only that. The one which is beyond that they don't know at all. For them, the one which is beyond their the state of bondage is night, like as if it is night. And for the one who has realized the truth, for him, the state of bondage is not real for him. It's not that he doesn't know it, but it doesn't exist for him. So that is the kind of relativity they have spoken of in that shloka. So here, the day and night are sides of the same coin, and that is what his life is. And so this person has realized himself to be that state where these two are not there at all. So that is the bhava conveyed to this shloka. So Lakshana Lakshya Mayoham Lakshanikoham Layadirahitoham. This shloka we will take up in the next session. Here we will end this. Shri Guru Charana Dvandvam Vandeham Makita Dussaha Dvandvam Bhranti Grahopashantim Pam Sumayam Yasya Basitam Atanute Shastram Sharira Mamsa Devastu Parameshwaraha आचार्या शंकराचार्या सन्तु मे जन्म जन्मनि विद्या विनय संपन्नं वीतरागं विवेकिनं हे वेदांत तत्त्वज्ञं विदुषेखर भारती